Hi, everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone's Sunday has been going well. Thank you all for coming out and supporting me on my first solo stream. I'm shaking like a leaf as per usual, but what else is new? So we'll see how this goes. I want to get better at this, is why I'm doing this, because if I ever do, hopefully get on Twitch sometime in the near future, I do need to get better at this. Myself. So let me say hi to the chat before we dive into all these lovely books. I've got 4 massive stacks of books to show you guys. We don't have to go through all of them. You probably won't. I'm just like, oh, I have to talk about this book on my Instagram, and I have to talk about this book, and then I have the other stack of not so used books I'll show off later. But look at that in a second. So good evening, Jacob. Thank you for being here. Hey, David. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Hello, Raven. I don't think I've seen you before, and if you have been here before and I failed to say hello to you, I apologize, but thank you so much for being here. Smile for me a while is going to lurk. She is directing us to lurk away. It's good to keep your hands on the stream. Cajun is also going to be lurking playing Breath of the Wild. Dude, I am jealous. Johnny introduced me to that to me, but I've heard Johnny talk about this, that like Nintendo doesn't hold your hand. You have to be good at gaming in order to be good at those games. And I did almost rage quit one time when he showed me how to start using it. So I was like, I'll wait until the next time we're together so that I don't rage quit. So, adventures of Okay, does that sound better? No, that's okay, Rudy. I'm glad you guys told me. I'm sorry, Don. Yeah, okay. Is this better? Much. Babe, can you text me if it's better? Now it's out. New mic time. Wait, what? All fixed. Okay. Ugh, that's frustrating. I'm sorry, guys. You're welcome, Raven. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, essentially, I was just saying hi to everyone. And Wicked, that cat game you were playing this morning was super cute on your Okay, fixed. All right, got people texting me saying, look, it sounds better now. I don't know what happened. That's super weird. My Yeti, I think, just hates me. It just decides to be annoying for no apparent reason all the time. So anyways, okay. Well, now that we've gotten through the first hurdle, how is everyone this evening? All right, so I'm gonna jump into my books. It's such a great story too. Yeah, it looked super interesting. I don't know. I was like trying to like put my finger on what it reminded me of. There was that like Ewan McGregor played one of the voices. There was like this weird little kind of indie film called Robots, I think it was called. It kind of reminded me of that, but there was like, I don't know, it's just like it had this vibe that I really liked. I kind of like that like post-apocalyptical like weird stuff. So yeah, that might be something I add to my list when and if I ever get Twitch up and running, because it was super cute and I liked the music and everything playing in it. So not a huge cat person, but I loved the robots. I thought it was really cool. I heard you were doing your own live stream and decided to try and jeopardize you. Well, thank you. I appreciate the support. I have that cat game downloaded. You can play it on PS4. Oh, that's good to know. Oh, that's cool. All right, cool. Standard first stream BS. You're good, babe. Thank you. Thank God I have a. Yeah, same. You should definitely play it. Okay, yeah, no, I think I will because I really liked it. I was annoyed. I was like so busy I couldn't just like sit and watch you. But yeah, no, that was a cool game. So, yes, please hit the thumbs up. I much appreciate that. Thank you, Rudy. Okay, I'm gonna dive into some of these books. So, yes, I have a book problem. You all know. I have 9 bookshelves, and one of my little ones is quickly getting double stacked. I have a problem. But like I don't know, I just like I have this thing about like saving old books, and especially with like, you know, the way the current BS is going right now. I like getting books that I don't know. Just I don't know, the cancel culture mob might come after one day. So this is the first one I got recently. So my mom was a horse girl. She had a Morgan. Hi, A2. Thank you for being here, darling. She had a Morgan growing up, and I rode for a little while. I never actually owned a horse, but my mom did. So my mom was a huge book person, and she had like all these horse books growing up. And one of the very first horse books that I read, because I was like one of those horse girls when I grew up. I have so many horse models growing up, was Black Beauty, and it's such a sad story. It's actually like really sad. Like, back when I thought I was going to be a professor, I thought I might make my my students read Black Beauty just because of like the Industrial Revolution and everything that happened in it. But like, it's just like cruel to the animals and all this stuff. So you haven't read Black Beauty, fair warning, it's pretty sad. But I found this like I think this is our 10th copy now of Black Beauty. I just could not with this cover, and it's in like mint condition. Look at the spine. Oh, it's so pretty. And then what I love about it, it has the original illustrations. Here's Mary Legs. It has, and they're colored. And wrong way. I showed this to my mom, and I have one of her original copies of Black Beauty, but I don't have the original copy. And she's like, "Yep, it was these illustrations that she remembers seeing as a little girl." And so I just like I've seen a lot of beautiful copies of Black Beauty. Like there's Beauty. There he is. I've seen a lot of really beautiful copies of Black Beauty, but I've never gotten them. But I just could not. I cannot pass this up. There's the fire. It almost gets Ginger. Poor Ginger. She doesn't do well in the city. So anyway, so like, yeah, this book, I was just like, so I was just enamored by this cover. So yeah, like I don't know if I'm ever going to reread Black Beauty, but I could not pass this cover up. And like, there's his mother, and him as a foal on the back. So yeah, this is just such a gorgeous copy. And like, again, for like $1, because my savers, the books are around $1 to $2. I couldn't pass it up. So yeah, so if anyone's read Black Beauty in the chat, let me know. Jaden is currently reading The Count of Monte Cristo. Ooh, dude, I am not brave enough to start that. I haven't. I have not started it though. I love the movie. I love Count of Monte Cristo movie. I am not brave enough though to start the book though. It just, I don't know, it sounds so intimidating. It's like reading Les Mis. I remember when that movie came out in the 90s. Yeah, it's an okay adaptation. It's not the best, but I like the fact that they don't shy away from like how hard it was on horses in the city. I'm not a fan of cart horses. You know what Ginger went through and like what all the horses went through. It was a tough movie to watch at times. Yeah, it is. The movie is really good. And Smile for Me While It Owns Three Coffees. Something that doesn't surprise me at all. Never watched any of the movies. That was my first. This is my first experience of the story. Well, I would definitely suggest you watch the movie after you get done. It's so good. It is. It's really good. One of my favorites, in fact. So yeah, I love this. I love Black Beauty. Grew up reading it and have a lot of fond memories for it. Okay, I'm gonna show you next. There's also, is there? Oh, that's cool. I mean, I do like Les Mis better, but it depends on if you like Mercy or Revenge best. Oh, I like Revenge. Who doesn't like revenge? And such well thought out revenge. Okay, you guys have heard me talk about Brian Jacques' Redwall series. So I have all 21 books, but the other, like a little while ago, I was at so Savers is my main thrift store. I go to Goodwill, but I don't really. They just seem to be allergic to books, so I don't shop there very often. I found a couple of books there, but they just don't have very many. It's super frustrating. So I was at Savers and scouring the fantasy section as per usual, and I came across these covers of Brian Jacques' Redwall series. So this is Mossflower. So this is before Redwall was built. This is Mariel of Redwall. This is she lived while Redwall was being built. And then this is Matumeo, and this is Matthias's son. If you don't know what that is, I'll try and put it in like very simple, quick terms. So if you don't know, Redwall is about it's about an abbey. It's about talking mice, and yes, it's adorable, and I love it so much. It's like it's basically Brian Jacques, Tolkien meets C.S. Lewis, and I mean that literally. Okay, so this is not just a me issue, because both of my Goodwills are allergic to books. It's the weirdest thing. I can sometimes find the rare occasion I can find some good thing, but pretty much never. I've never found anything good. So Redwall's about talking mice essentially, and I just loved, because these covers are from, let me see, when was this published? This is the 1988 publishing. So this is a first print. No, I don't know if this is the first printing, but this is the original cover that these books were published with. So I actually got rid of the ones that I gotten from Barnes and Nobles, and I kept these. So mostly I buy a lot of books because I love the covers. I love covers. So yeah, so Redwall is just like, it's this sweet ongoing story, and every story, all 21 books connect to each other in some way. It's not the most obvious way, but it's about mice defending an abbey from wolves and werecats, and not werecats. I can't remember. I'm blanking on the term. Anyways, like rats and weasels and stoats and just like all these horrible things. And badgers come to the rescue, and there's the mountain hares that are, the fighting. They patrol the coast and make sure basically the Vikings can't get in. So yeah, if you like Tolkien, if you like C.S. Lewis, and you like British history, you're gonna love ththese books. And I adore these covers. So yeah, and I don't know, just like they're so they're tiny mice, and it's so cute. I love how it looks, and I love that this looks like an illuminated page out of like the Book of Kells or something. That's what I love the most about it. It looks like an illuminated page. So yeah, I saw some. Your grandpa loved Redwall. Well, that's cool, babe. He hadn't told me that. I recently found out about a book called Watership Down, a story about rabbits and not kid friendly. Yep, I still have my mom's copy of Watership Down. I have not read it yet, and I really don't want to, because like, yeah, she's like, it's Watership Down is quite, I think, quite violent. It's not like, I mean, Redwall's sad, like, don't get me wrong, he doesn't hold back. It's a kid's story, but they're sad, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be brave enough to read Watership Down. Alasia, have you ever read Daniel X books? It's a series about teen boys with power. I have not. I have not. Oh, I got that. Hi, Miss Martin Muse. Thank you for being here, my dear. Hold on. Johnny said something. Seeing you talk about your finds only makes me more excited for Lord of the Rings bragging rights. Yes, I'm very excited. We haven't, A2. I don't know if Johnny answered you. Maybe. I don't know. I think we still need to talk about when that's actually happening. Good evening, Hail the Lore. Thank you for being here. Yeah, okay, haven't set an official date yet. We'll make a date on September 2nd with our boycott stream. Yep, that's the way. That's what we're going to do. Thank you, Jaden. Thank you for that. I was desperately quickly getting ready. I'm the same way, Alasia. I love book covers ever since I was a kid. Yeah, no, it's a problem. It's definitely a problem. Best C.S. Lewis story is his Space Trilogy, hands down. Really? Oh, I see. I haven't read the Space Trilogy, but nothing's ever going to come close to Narnia for me. I will need to read these. Mrs. Flew, I don't know who you are, but yes, like these books are just incredible. Start with Lord Brocktree. So something about to be aware of about Redwall. There's a chronological order and there's a publishing order. I would highly, highly, highly suggest you read them in the chronological order. He published them out of order. Because there are references to things that happen in Lord Brocktree, which happens like, I don't know, I'd say 100 years before Redwall. That's like, there are references back to those stories. And they're very small, but it's kind of fun to find those Easter eggs scattered throughout. So I would highly suggest you start with Lord Brocktree and then move forward. And both the orders are, readily available online. So yeah. Oh, the jet jumped on me. I remember my older sister reading and owning all the Redwall series. When she got her own hedgehog, she named it Ambrose. Oh my gosh. I love your sister. That is so darling. Oh my gosh, I know exactly who you're talking about too. Ambrose was he was in charge of the kitchens at Redwall, and he was a sweet old oh, that's so cute. That makes me so happy. I feel less like a dork now. I'm gonna go. I want to read 10 more pages. I'll be back when I'm done. No worries, Jaden. I don't know what you're reading, but have fun. I always am gonna support people reading. Holocron Fox is here. Oh, hail the introverts corner. Hail the chat. Thank you for being here, Holocron. I appreciate that. All right, moving on. Think. Okay, so this one I just got. And I'm actually super annoyed about this cover. Speaking of covers. I just started this on Audible because they just re-released a new version on Audible. And Patrick Ruthus, if you don't know who that is, he did the Kingkiller Chronicles. Still waiting for book 3, which is probably never coming, and I don't want to admit that. He did a new introduction, The Last Unicorn. And so I'm reading it on Audible, and I'm enjoying it. It's quite odd, but I like it. So I wanted to go ahead and get it because I didn't own it. And I am so not happy about this cover. It's fine, but I'm not thrilled about it. It's in decent shape. And it is illustrated. There's the Red Bull. But I don't know, just this cover is so ugly. So gross. I don't know. I'm just no, someone make it stop. Oh my gosh. You guys give me hope for humanity. This more people than just myself know. Does anyone else in the chat know what that is? Please let me know if you do. I'm not happy about this cover, but the book itself is really good. It's funny thinking back to the cartoon. The cartoon is actually almost word for word, scene for scene, the exact same, which is so rare to find something that actually respects the source material. So I've enjoyed it. But it's there's this trope in fantasy, and not a whole lot of people use it because I think a lot of people find it clunky. They find it's hard for the reader to connect with, even though it's about a unicorn and it's about swords and dragons and all the fantastical elements like Robin Hood and stuff. Robin Hood makes an appearance if you watch the cartoon. It's also he randomly will throw in someone's in a car, and I'm like, what?
decade are we in? Do we have an era? Like, what time period is this supposed to be based in? So it's a little bit, so the movie cut out that stuff, and I'm actually quite glad about it because I don't like it when people do that. Like there was a movie about Marie Antoinette a little while ago, and they like threw in like she was wearing Converse tennies. I don't like stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit odd, and I hate this cover. I guess that's all I have to say about The Last Unicorn. I am judging that book by its cover. Yeah, it's not the greatest. It's fine though. Yeah, it's not a great cover. It's not, and this is the special anniversary edition. And I'm like, this is not a special anniversary edition cover. I'm sorry, this is pathetic. It'd be in hardback if it were. Unical. Yeah, exactly. Don't kill what little hope I have for book 3. I know, girl. I know. I'm just like, he gave an interview. I don't know if you saw, he gave an interview. Was it early this year or last year? I think it was early this year. Oh, yes, it was this year because he read on his YouTube channel, he read the opening of The Door of Stone. So clearly something's written, but I don't know what. And I don't know how much. And of course, he's like one of those crotchety old men who's like, don't bother me and don't badger me. I'll get it done when I get it done. So I don't know. I'm just like, I'm very close to giving up hope on Door of Stone. I just don't know. And that's why, like, I won't read Game of Thrones for a lot of reasons, but that's another one of them. I don't need another author disappointing me and not turning out a book that I'm like waiting for because I'm already waiting for Door of Stone. So it's super frustrating. I know you're not a manga reader, but I highly recommend Magnus of Library. It's about two boys who want to become don't know what that is, librarian, whose job it is to preserve and save books, talk about importance of books. That is awesome. That is super cool. Yeah, I'm not into it, mostly because it's just like an overwhelming genre to jump into. I'm not against it. I like Sailor Moon. I would like to start rereading Sailor Moon because I read her when I was younger. But no, that sounds awesome, Chris. Thank you. I will look into that. Who is your favorite Lord of the Rings character and why is it not Rosie Cotton? Rose Cotton. Okay, so my favorite character, I think overall, I'm gonna stick with this, is Elrond. I just think he's a badass. But I love Rosie Cotton. She's a good girl. She takes care of the Shire and waits for Sam and all those things. So no, I do love Rosie. She's a sweetheart. But Elrond is always going to be my go-to favorite character. So far as female characters are concerned, I think Arwen's my favorite female character. I see people letting Jackson off the hook after seeing what Amazon is doing. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Laura. Can you elaborate? Brian Sanderson is better than Rufus. Okay, first of all, I'll fight you on that. And second of all, I haven't read Sanderson. I have a couple of his books. Okay, I have a couple. I also kind of don't know where to start, Ark. Ark, if you're familiar with Sanderson, I would not be opposed to starting his universe. I just don't know where to start, to be honest with you. It's so big. Manga is pronounced like manga. I'm telling you now before weeb zombies try to destroy manga. Okay, that's right. All right, fine. Hold on. Firefox, did you ever read The Lost Years of Merlin by T.A. Barron? No, but I did read the Merlin Saga by what's her name? Kristen Stewart? No. God, what's her name? Oh, that's gonna bug me now. I can't remember her name. I can't remember what she's called. Podcast fight win. Sanderson, let's go. I can help you get it. All right, thank you, Ark. I knew you could. So now I haven't read a whole lot of Merlin, and I don't know why, because I like the Arthurian cycle, but like Le Mortimer de Arthur kind of turned me off Merlin or just anything to do with Arthur because it's just so overwhelming. I've read bits and pieces of it. I have the full cycle. I have the full thing, and it's like two of the Bibles put together. It's huge. but it's just so complicated. I'm just like, eh. So I don't know. I'm not a huge Arthur person. It's not that I don't like it. I just like there's so many different, and like I have the Once and Future King. I've never read it. I don't know. I just like I feel like King Arthur's so overdone. So yeah, but if you liked it, if you would suggest it, I would definitely not be opposed to giving it a go. I love Aaron. If you want him, come and claim him. Yes, girl. Yes. Rosie is better, just saying. Hey, that is just fine. We have a lot of people in our community who love Rosie Cotton, so I am not opposed to that. Jackson won't ever get past me about what they did to Faramir, TTT Faramir. I'm not quite sure what the TT. Yeah, I agree, Miss Martin Muse. I agree. I think what they did to Faramir was kind of underhanded. Again, I understand what it means, what they did from a story standpoint, but still, I don't know. It's just a little. It was underhanded what they did. So, yeah, I agree with you. When it comes to Jackson, to what Jackson did, they can at least see he tried his best, unlike what Amazon is doing. With Lord of the Rings, is pretty much like the zombie, pretty much like the movies don't look so bad now. Yeah, no, well, and see, and I love the movies. I adore the movies. So no, but I get what you're saying. I know a lot of people do have criticism with Jackson's books, and I think we talked about this on ARC's channel on Thursday, is that it comes down to intent, and like watching the appendices on the extended editions, the special editions of the extended editions, seeing how they all talked backstage, and or not backstage, behind the scenes, and their love and they were doing their best to do what was right by Tolkien. I think that that's ultimately what it comes down to, that they were trying to do their best to honor Tolkien. So I don't know. That's kind of where I stand on the Two Towers. Oh, okay, sorry. Dirt. That's what it comes down to. Alpha women for the win. Thanks, Beep. The Lost Years of Merlin were about Merlin when he was a teen, young adult. No Arthur. It was a really good series, as in junior high school. I went to revisit it. Interesting. You know what's funny? You wouldn't happen to know when those were published, would you? I guess I could look that up. But if you know when they're published, the Merlin saga, that's how it starts out. So he eventually meets Arthur as a young boy. Like, Merlin is much older, obviously. And he meets Arthur, I think, when he's around 13. So that's how the Merlin saga starts out. So that's interesting. I wonder if potentially the author of these series was kind of influenced by the author of the Merlin saga. Twin Towers, that's fine, Chris. I'm fluent in social media typos because I'm proficient in them. I read them when I was in junior high school. I'm a grown boy now, and I want to revisit them. Dude, okay, so like I don't ever feel bad about revisiting books that I read when I was younger, because I know they shaped who I was. The Jedi Apprentice series by Jude Watson, which is Obi-Wan meeting Qui-Gon, and then the entirety of his apprenticeship from the time he's 12 to the time he's 25. They're for like 8-year-olds. They're like for itty bitties. It's not even high school or junior high. Like, they're like grade school level books. I still read them just because they're so good. And I grew up with Obi-Wan. A lot of people say they grew up with Harry Potter, but I grew up with Obi-Wan. So I love those books. So I don't feel bad or feel the need to justify when I read books that I read when I was young, because they mean so much to me. So anyways, what's Johnny saying? Or not Johnny, Ark's picking a fight with Johnny. It's the beards. What are you talking? 1996. Okay, that's I bet you anything she was, or that author was influenced, because the Merlin saga, I believe, came out in the 70s. I think the Crystal Cave came out sometime around there, 70s or 80s. My mom's listening; she might know. Why I ultimately like the Jackson trilogy. Some gaslighters tried to make it, though, that we are blind to its flaws. Yeah, no, and that's a thing. And I remember saying this a long time ago, not a long time ago, but whatever. Like Terror on the Prairie, I love Gina. I've met her a couple times. I adore her. Terror on the Prairie was not perfect. And to pretend otherwise is to not give her and the Daily Wire space to grow, because if we don't construct, there's a difference between criticizing something and constructive criticism. So yeah, no, I definitely feel like it's okay to love something and still recognize it has flaws, you know. So and because of a few slips in the Jackson Lord of the Rings movies, we need to shut up about Rings of Power. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Lulu, hello, darling. How are you? How's your afternoon going? Don't fight ever, do we? That's bullshit. All right. Okay. Since we're kind of on the topic of Tolkien, I will show off some of my Tolkien things. So, okay. I'm going to show off these first. So I used to have the whole set, and then we moved. I had to downsize, and I got rid of a couple of Lord of the Rings books, and I'm deeply heartbroken about it. But luckily, I'm building that collection back up. These are the most horrendous covers on the face of this planet. I hate these covers so much, but I think they're hysterical. I'm missing the Two Towers, so I gotta find the Two Towers. So there's Gandalf and Frodo. Frodo looks like he's 12. They're such bad covers. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit better. They're so horrible. And then here's Return of the King. And Two Towers, oh my god. It's Gimli and Legolas. I want to talk about something being looking homo. There's Elrond. Look at this chick over here. I don't even know if that's a woman or supposed to be an elf. These are such bad covers, but I think they're hysterical. So I've been slowly finding them. Again, I need the Two Towers. That's what I'm missing. But when did these covers get published? When did these come out? Let's see. These are the 1973 copies, which I'm sure is not surprising. But yeah, like, I just think they're so funny because they're so bad. And like, if you go look up the Legolas and Gimli cover for the Two Towers, I did. Yeah, Raven. So I won't give you the sob story. That's my life. But me, my mom, and my sister were just kind of forced to move a couple times, and between 2013 and 2018. And every time we moved, I had to downsize my book collection. So I got rid of these. And there's a copy of Lord of the Rings back there that I grew up on. That was the first copy I ever read, but I got rid of that specific copy. And so I just recently bought it for myself again. So it's unfortunately not my copy, but it's my cover. That's the cover I grew up on. So yeah, I was heartbroken, but we didn't have a choice. So, but I'm super glad to be building up my collection again. So, yeah, I'm on the lookout for the Two Towers because these horrible covers. And like I remember I showed this one to Tugs, and she's like, "You need to do a seance over that and burn that." And I was like, "No, I'm not going to do that," but I kind of agree because they're so bad. I know those covers are great at being awful. That is precisely what they are. They're great at being awful. They're so bad. Oh, thank you, AT. I appreciate you dropping links, girl. Good here. Hope you had a great weekend. I did, girl. I did. I didn't really like Terror on the Prairie. Being from Alaska, I found the scenes of them in the middle of the winter to be well done. Yeah, there's that. And just like there were some plot holes that were, weird. I listened to the Crystal Cave and it was good, but not real magic heavy. Yeah, and that's the thing. Baron's series takes place in Avalon, I believe, and has Merlin learning to become the greatest wizard. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the Crystal Cave is not heavy in magic. It's a lot more political. But see, I like political. I'm a political historian, so I lean into political stuff. No, don't worry, Dawn. You're good. Look like VC Andrews covers. I don't know what that is, but if it's in the 70s, I won't be surprised. That Aragorn needs more meat in his diet and less I agree. It's so bad. They're so horrible. These are the worst. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. This is like, and look at Gandalf. Look at him in his hat back there. Holy Lord. Man, people were on some interesting things in the 70s. Count of Monte Cristo is addicting. That is like the greatest thing ever when you find a book that you just like literally can't put down. I don't know who that is, but hello. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. You won't be downsizing your books collection on your next move, just saying. Thank you, babe. I know. I know. If anything, it'll get bigger. I'll apologize in advance for that. Okay. All right. Looks like really bad 70s, 80s. Yeah, it's 78. So yeah, right there on that cusp. So anyways, okay, so more Tolkien. I found this. Ugh, so happy. I'm trying to like gather up Jackson's covers since we're getting those horrible covers. God, I've got such a bad camera. Now, so I found this again at Savers and it was like, I don't know, $3 or something. So I was super happy about that because I've actually never even seen this cover before. So I thought that was cool. And it's in such good condition. So I'm super happy I found this. So yeah, this was, I'm running out of space. Put them on the floor. Ugh. Okay, and then this is used. It doesn't look used. I actually had to order this. But the thing is, like, we always forget that Tolkien did more than just Lord of the Rings. This is a translation of, it's two 5th century heroes in Northern Europe is told in both Beowulf and in a fragmented Anglo-Saxon poem known as the Fight of the Finnsburg, but so obscurely and elusive that its interpretation has been a matter of controversy for over 100 years. So this is like a rabbit trail in Beowulf that Tolkien, of course, took it upon himself to like dust off the, pages and do a new translation of. So I am super excited to read this because I was originally going to be an Anglo-Saxon historian. That was the goal. And then I realized I had to learn Latin and Anglo-Saxon. And I was like, me and dyslexia do not get along with languages. So I gave up on that dream. So I'm super excited to read this. And I love this. And and these are the spines that I'm collecting. So I'm super excited to read this. And it's super short. It's a really tiny little book. So, and half of it's just annotation. It's like the story itself. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. That's how big the story actually is. The rest of this is Tolkien's like commentary on it. It's like literally, this is less than 100 pages. It's so tiny. So, yeah, I'm super excited to read this and read actually to see Tolkien's scholarship, because writing and scholarship are two separate things. And seeing as I'm a historian, I'm very excited to read that. Let me see. If you don't like your camera, ask Max. So, no, thank you. I'm not setting up a drinking game. I'm good. I've only read The Hobbit. Never have read any of the Lord of the Rings books or appendices prequels. I can't suggest them enough. I have to say, they're not something that you can you have to pay attention. They're not easy books to read. They're kind of dense. And so if you're into it, I'm always going to advocate for the audiobooks if really dense and heavy reading's not your thing, because Andy Serkis, the guy who played Gollum, just did a re-recording of them, and they're fabulous. They're they're so good. Because he gets everybody's voice perfectly right. No, of course he does Gollum. So I would highly suggest, if you're ever interested, dive into the audiobooks. Ever read Hamlet? I had to read it for school and loved it. I read it a couple times, but once I got into it. But once I got into it, I really got into it. I have not read Hamlet. Which ones did I read? I read half of the history plays. I read Much Ado About Nothing, which made me want to tear my eyes out. I hated that story. I cannot stand that kind of I can't remember what trope that's called. I can't stand it though. So I couldn't stand no, wait, no, am I getting them backwards? I'm getting them backwards. Hold on. Is it The Taming of the Shrew? Which one is like that they keep missing each other, and it's like if you would just turn around, the whole plot of the story would be resolved. I can't remember which one that is, but I freaking hated it. I read Midsummer's Night's Dream, which is okay. Here's the thing: I'm not a big play reader. I like to see them perform. I'm very much of the opinion you should not read plays; you should watch them. That's the whole point. So I am not actually a big fan of Shakespeare's plays. I do have the Hollow Crown series that the BBC did a couple of years ago on Amazon. And they're fabulous. I love them. I think they're so good. But I have not read Hamlet. I should at one point, but just not into. I don't like reading plays, especially Shakespeare. I'm just not. J.R. Tolkien is in my chat. Hello, good sir. How are you? I tried to learn Latin in college. Was one of the 2 classes I had to drop. Yeah, Dawn. I'm good. Instead of drinking water when the cameras goes off, we read a page from a Tolkien book. Okay, well, I'd be okay with that. We never get anything done. I loved reading since I was a kid, hating being told what to read. So if a class I required a book, I would flat out to refuse to book. Every book I said I wrote in class, I would read Cliff Notes. Oh, yep. Yeah, I was kind of the same way. But I was dyslexic, so reading for me was just until I learned to love reading was just a challenge for me. Happy Sunday, folks. Make sure to grab your Bible. Yes, I've got to do my devotional tonight. Didn't do this morning. Nothing much, Arc. We were laughing at bad covers of Tolkien from the 70s. Really, really bad ones. My favorite is Much Ado About Nothing. I can't remember if that's the one I'm thinking of. I just remember it. I think it's Taming of the Shrew that I don't like. I don't know. Again, you know what? Again, I have the history plays on audiobook. That's a better way to read them because you have all these different voice actors performing it. My favorite is 12th Night. I have not read that one. I passed my Shakespeare class by the skin of, by the hair of my teeth. I don't like Shakespeare. I just don't. My favorite series is Stormlight Archive. The shortest book is 45 hours long. There are 4 books. Damn. Density isn't an issue if the story is gripping and the characters are enjoyable. This is true, and that's why I like Prophet Ruthus. Oh, Hamlet, you ain't missing anything. I don't know why Shakespeare is so revered as a writer. All of his works is straight myth. Well, I just don't like reading them, to be honest with you. I think that's my biggest issue. Yeah, plays are a weird format. I never actually watched a play. Oh, you should. Didn't Mel Gibson do a Hamlet version? It wouldn't surprise me, Don. What hasn't that man done? Ever watched Saving Private Ryan? No. It's a grim and depressing movie. Yeah, I know. But I'm sure I have not. I need to, though. I love World War II movies, but I haven't. So, anyways, okay. I found this copy of The Hobbit, and I don't know if I'm going to keep this, to be honest with you. I may give this away. I don't know. We'll see. But I like that it's illustrated. It has, hold on, where'd it go? There's a couple of illustrations in it. There we go. And I believe that these are Tolkien's illustrations. So I don't know. I may hang on to this because I think this is the only copy of The Hobbit that I own that's illustrated. I think I'm up to now 15 copies of The Hobbit. I have a problem, guys. Yeah, pretty sure these are done by Tolkien. Isn't that cool? I love those simple line drawings. It's in such good condition too. It always just astonishes me. Like my first original copy of The Hobbit's barely holding together. I do still have that. I found it at Savers, Arc. I found it at my local thrift shop for $2. So, dude, you got to get in thrift shops. That's all of these. All of these books are from thrift shops. It's just were you here when where'd it go? Were you here when I showed off this one? Arc? I found this at my thrift shop. It's $3. So Savers Thrift is where I go. And give it to Rosie, not Arc. We'll see. I haven't thrifted for books in so long. I haven't even read books in forever. I started Redwall again recently and it's so good. Yes, girl, it is. It's so good. I'm going to start it again too soon as well. Okay, and then last thing about Tolkien. This is by Lynn Carter. And it is from 1969. And some of the chapters are the lives and times of Professor Tolkien, how the Lord of the Rings came to be written, the trilogy, satire, or allergy. No, I'm sorry. Jesus. Allegory. That's what he said, not allergy. Dyslexia and me reading out loud don't go well together. Tolkien's theory of the fairy story, Tolkien's basic sources on the meanings of names, some people, places, and things, the man who invented fantasy. So that's like the chapter titles. I'm super excited to read this. And this cover, look how cool that is. I can't remember who that might be. I'm blanking on which person fought which dragon. I honest to God can't remember. So anyways, I thought this was super cool. And again, in surprisingly good condition for being at a thrift shop, being donated, and being from 69. So I thought that was really cool that I found that. My brother has that edition of Lord of the Rings. It's the one he read to me as a kid. That's awesome, Ark. Allergy allegory soothing. Thank you, Ark. You make me feel better. They make me sniff. Okay. Is it a goal to have a Tolkien library? Yep. Yeah, that's my goal. I want all of his scholarship. I want his letters. I want the good biography. I have the one. I have who I have. I can't remember. I can't remember which biography I have. I want I want all of his stuff. I want his Green Knight. I want his version of King Arthur. Like I want his version of Beowulf. No, did he do King Arthur? And I'm probably thinking of just the Green Knight. That's what I want. Those are the things I want. To have his, like, basically his complete library. So I don't like reading Shakespeare, but I like watching the plays. Yeah, I would rather see the plays. To start Sanderson, I would recommend starting with Elantris, maybe, and then go to Mistborn, first trilogy, and then maybe to Warbreaker, and then the Stormlight Archive. You know what's funny? I think I have the very first one that you mentioned. I'm pretty sure I have that actually on Audible. I got it for free, I think. That's a very obtainable go. Let's get to it. Interested in Brian Sanderson, I recommend Waybreaker. It's a standalone that's good. It's a good story into his Cosmere. Okay, cool. I will look into that. I want the unreleased letters because, there were a ton more where they're holding on to. Yeah, for sure. And it'd be nice to have the responses to those letters he penned. You know what I mean? So. Oh, cool. Good to know. All right. Let's see. Okay. Do I have any Conan fans in the chat? Is anybody here a Conan the Barbarian fan? Alicia's going to have a huge Tolkien library and museum, and Johnny's going to have a huge Nintendo. Well, yeah, that and other things. Okay. If you're into Conan, this is the one and only Conan book I own. And yes, I will read it. I want to read it. I want to have a discussion after I get through reading it. I want to talk with Megan from the New Reviews about it. Because I've never read anything about Conan. Like literally nothing. And I want to see what all the fuss is about. But Megan has really had nothing but praise to say. How honorable Conan is. It's like there's nothing toxic in here, and all the women are really good and like well-rounded and stuff. So yeah, I'm super excited to read this. I have no idea if this is like a standalone book or it's in a series. I have literally no clue. But yeah, I'm like super excited to read it. And I think that cover is awesome. That cover is so cool. The movie or the comics? Any of it. I never read Conan. I'll get there someday. Yeah. Oh, hey, Robert Jordan. Okay, is this a big deal? Hold on. You guys need to tell me. Is this like a big deal? I just found this. Again, it was at my local thrift shop. I was like, oh, there's Conan. I'm going to get that. Is this something special about Robert Jordan? Keeps reminding. Wait, they have full books? Yes. Is this news to people? I feel like I'm like holding something slightly precious and I don't know what I have. Yeah, I don't know. I just literally just stumbled upon it and it was the only one they had, so I just picked it up. What's dyslexia like? Oh, good question. I don't know what form of dyslexia I have. I will say that when I'm reading aloud, especially the um, the letters get up and float off the page for me. Like I flip everything. So I'll flip consonants, I'll flip vowels. My brain will try to overcompensate and like fix things for me. So reading aloud is incredibly difficult. And I figured out I see on a blue spectrum. So I have this little thing that I put over pages and it makes everything blue and it's easier to read. My mom discovered that when I was little. So I don't know what type of dyslexia I have. But I do know that stuff gets up and floats around for me and it's hell. Reading to myself is much easier, but reading out loud is just like, it's like moving a rock up a mountain. It can be really not fun. So yeah, that's what dyslexia is, right? Run from me and I will tear apart the mountains to find you. Huh, okay. I like the Conan movies. Didn't know they made full-length books. Robert Jordan is a beloved author on par with... Oh! I didn't know that. That's cool. Well, that's interesting. He's got a lot of books. I just never knew he wrote a Conan book. Huh. Okay, cool. Robert Jordan is the author. Oh! I really was not putting two and two together. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, that totally went over my head. Now that you point that out, now I feel stupid, but okay. Yeah, okay. Well, yes. Guy who wrote The Wheel of Time, he wrote Conan books. There you go. This is Rose. Oh, hi, Rosie. I'm sorry, girl. I was not computing. She is me and I am her. Well, thank you for being here, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, my dear. I hope you... Okay, well, we have to talk about bookshelves. So, yeah. Well, you learn something every day. Hello, Heron of Alexandria. It is nice to see you. So I just Googled that book, and someone is selling for... What? No. Hold on. Hold on. What? That's insane. Hold on. Holy crap. Okay, well, there's one for... Okay, there's one for $5. There's one for $7. I wonder if this one for $95 is signed. Let me see. Okay, so the excellent copy is $100. Huh. That is so weird. Yeah, I had no clue that like this was... That's interesting. Okay, well. Okay, so, send me a link. Otherwise, I don't believe you. Send me what link, babe? Of the book? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm getting there. Okay, so yeah, this one is 20. This one's 9. Yeah, ABE Books, which I'm affiliate, by the way. If anyone ever wants some used books, if you use my link down below, I get 5% of every purchase. So, is Bark badgering me? I don't even see any comments. A joke? I don't what? Okay, my streamer brain is like super kicking in. You guys leave me alone. Don't judge me. All right. Anyways, man, we got way off track there. Oh, that's awesome, Jaden. That is fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. I have floundered pretty bad this year in getting any content out for my YouTube channel. I want to do more book reviews. Finding the time to do them is the hard part. But that is awesome, Jaden. I'm really happy to hear that. We need more people on here who aren't just complaining. We need people talking about what they love. We need people who are willing to highlight good things. So, Jaden, that makes me really, really happy. So when you get your YouTube up and running, drop the link in my Discord, tag me on Twitter, like that is awesome. That's really makes me happy to hear. I have no trouble reading books, but I have a ton of trouble with audiobooks. Goes in one ear and out the other. Yeah, I know not everyone loves them. I think for me, because I love to knit. I love doing things with my hands. So it's easier for me to absorb them, especially when I'm working on something like that. So yeah, I love audiobooks. That's what I'm trying to spit out. Okay, I have a question. Did anyone read the Earthsea books? Because my mom loved them, and I've literally never read them. And I read a lot of the books that she likes, that she read when she was young, like The Forgotten Beasts of Eld, but I've never read any of the Earthsea books. And this is in such good condition. It still has its Borders. It still has its Borders sticker on there. R.I.P. Borders. Did you guys hear what happened with Barnes & Nobles? I'm being a squirrel. Did you guys hear what happened to Barnes & Nobles? What they're doing? So if you don't know, because I literally this news came out yesterday. I saw your back smile for me a while. No, you're good. Thank you for being here, lady, and I hope you got safely to wherever it is you were going. Barnes & Nobles is going to stop carrying any author or any series that doesn't have like a high selling point. Like, unless it's a super popular book and a super popular author, they're not going to. So basically what they're not going to do anymore is have debut authors anymore. Like, they're just not going to do it. They're not going to carry them anymore at all, which I think is just, that's like criminal in my opinion. I don't know how other people feel about that, but just like, I don't know. And I know that, like, Barnes & Nobles is part of like the corporation. They're one of the machines. And I know a lot of us advocate for independent and indie authors and people like Ripa who don't use, distributors like Barnes & Nobles. But I don't know. I feel like that's a huge slam to the writing community. That's like, no, you're not good enough. We're not going to even give you a chance. So I don't know. That kind of broke my heart. I'm missing things in the chat. I read the first one. Did you like it? Let me know if you liked it, Rosie. Audiobooks are wonderful when you're renovating a house by yourself. I bet. Makes things go by faster, especially with tedious projects. Girl, I've seen your pictures on Instagram. I commend you because that's hard. The Earthsea is on my list. It's based off Indian mythology with European influences. I think I heard somewhere it was like that. Yeah, and sci-fi, back in the day, I'm gonna date myself here. Sci-fi did a series of the Earthsea books a long time ago. And I remember liking them, but I never finished it because we canceled cable, so I didn't get to see how it ended. But hey, what's up, Professor Logos? Won't that leave some shelves empty at Barnes & Nobles? I mean, they can't just fill the store with the same stuff over and over. I don't know. You would think, because when you walk in, especially the one that we have here on the west side, when you walk in, that whole L-shaped bookshelf that they have right there up front, that's nothing but debut authors. So you would think that, yes, this would be a problem. So I don't know. I have no idea how they're going to justify that, because it does seem counterintuitive. Now, I mean, I always make a beeline for the back and go straight to the Tolkien and like Harry Potter section. So I mean, like, I'm guilty of not buying debut authors, but I just, and not that I'm like super into anything anyone's publishing right now, because it's all just a bunch of feminist crap, but that just seems to me to defeat the purpose of a bookstore. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they're going to justify that. I really, really don't. Because it does seem like that would empty out the store quite a bit. It really does. Because also, here's the thing. There has been at our Barnes and Nobles over here on the west side, there's a special edition copy of Patrick Rothfuss's book, the first Wise Man's Fear. No, Name of the Wind. And it's been on the shelf for like, I don't know how, I think over a year now. And I keep like eyeballing it, but I like kind of can't justify it right now. But so Rothfuss has a following and people are eagerly awaiting book 3, but they're only going to sell the books, even though Rothfuss is huge and has sold like 2 million copies worldwide, because it's taken him 10 years to get book 3 out. And because his books are sitting on the shelf, not moving, that means they're not going to carry him either, which seems super dumb if and when he ever gets book 3 done, because I bet you that would be gone like that. So I have no idea what they're thinking. I just think it's dumb. What about kids that need, like literally this article that I read this morning, they were like, parents, local bookstores are going to be your best friend. And I'm just like, oh, it's not good. So, yeah, that's pulling up the ladders for new authors. This is exactly what they're doing. That really does suck. From a business perspective, it makes a lot of sense. They have to buy the bulk order and there's no guarantee there will be a market. So I'm more surprised it hasn't happened. Yeah. Oh, well, I canceled my Barnes & Noble's membership. I will just shop online for books. Yeah, same here. And I do ABE books. I do thriftbooks.com. There's a lot of places, and eBay. I get a lot of books off eBay. So just got home from my D&D group in Rochester. Thanks for listening material for the trip. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. My sister's huge into D&D. I have not gotten into it. The history sections where I go, same, Alex, same. Okay, same. But okay, here's my thing also. I guess maybe I'm not that shocked that Barnes & Noble is doing this. I will go to the history section. I will find books that I want, and then I will go to somewhere like ABE Books or thriftbooks.com and get them for like a fraction of the cost. So I'm reading this for reasons. Stay tuned, hopefully. And this was $18, and I got basically a brand new copy off of Thrift Books for like $2. $1 shipping. So yeah, I go to history too. I just don't buy anything because I'm like, no, I'm not paying that. I have to split Twitter issues. No worries, Hale. Laura, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I want to reread my library grant, and Trouble Green, meeting you has not been good for my time management. LOL, I have too many things to do. It's going on and not enough time. Dude, you and me both. Hi, Paul. Thank you for being here. Hail Albin, lurking, folding laundry. No worries. I always lurk and fold laundry. I will say this, though, I found Brent Weeks' Night Angel trilogy by looking through the unknown fantasy author section, and I have fallen in love with Brent's work. That's awesome. See, maybe if like Barnes & Nobles were better about like, hey, this is the debut author section. Can you please like come look at that? People would be more inclined to buy off it. But what also like really pisses me off about that decision is that people like Sarah Maas, who wrote the Court of Thorns and Trilogy, or the Court of Thorns and Roses saga, that's what they're going to keep stocking the shelves with, is that crap. And that is just smut and feminism and Marxism all tied into 5 very pretty book covers. I read up to chapter 7 and I gave up because it was so bad. I read it for research purposes, and it is, okay, so Sarah Maas is like this big author right now. We're going to go on a rabbit trail here. Let me bring up some of her books. She is one of these authors, call her that is writing in the fantasy genre And all of her books are just smut and feminism. So this book is the book I tried to read because I wanted to see what the hullabaloo was about. Because I was like, I grew up with the authors from the 80s. I want to see if like these people are living up to what I grew up with, and they're not. Lady Gravemaster and I did a 3-hour stream on this crap. I had a headache by the time we were done. It was so bad. And it's shocking how bad it is. Because you're like after a chapter, like, surely this can't get worse. It gets worse. So she's writing in like the fantasy genre. It's about the fairy court, which if you know anything about that, it's like that's an Irish-based mythology. And it's basically a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but worse. And it's all about strong women power, but also screwing as many guys as she wants with no consequences. Every horrible thing you can think is just shoved into these books. And she is one of the most, because I have a Bookstagram account, because I love books, obviously. She is one of the most popular authors right now. And it's really sad that this is what young girls are being exposed to. Like this, like the Court of Thorn and Roses, I guess, apparently, according to Bookstagram, is tame compared to how explicit this series is. So yeah, she's just every vile thing you can think of is what she's publishing right now. And her books are all over Barnes and Nobles. So that's also what breaks my heart, is that like crap like this is what they're going to push. And someone who writes something that's actually of substance isn't going to. So, you know, that's what I also hate about that decision. So I hope that answered your question. Hi, Kaylee. So yeah, that's who that is. A Song of Ice and Fire is overrated in my opinion. Not saying it's bad, but I don't see why it's considered such a masterpiece. But some people say the same thing about The Wheel of Time, which is fine. I tried the first book of Game of Thrones, and I couldn't make it past chapter 1. It's like, this is bad. I don't like this writing. Yeah, no, they're everywhere. They are literally everywhere. Everywhere. So, that's good. I'm glad you haven't been. I've been called a lot of really horrible things. Haven't y'all read Something Chronicles? I have not. I love that you guys are always like throwing out book suggestions. I've got so many at this point. So yeah. But I did have someone tell me that the 50-50 Numenorian army made sense because the women would be bored after having kids and will want to go to war. What? No, people are dumb. People are stupid. George Martin does a good job describing it. So does this man. I'm always hungry after I read one of his books. So much food. Okay, let's move on. Oh, thank you, Kaylee. There's my Bookstagram account if anybody is interested in following me there. Okay, so I forgot. I do have one of Sanderson's books. I forgot I had this. I don't know where this lands in any of his stuff, but I picked it up. Is this a standalone book? It might be. Does anyone know? It's a cool cover, though. I like the cover. I like his covers. I think his covers are really good compared to the crap that Sarah Maas is putting on her books. So, yeah. I got this one. I'll get to it at some point. I don't know when. I'll read it at some point. Okay. Let me think. Let me see. Okay. This book. Okay. I'll do this one. So sometimes I buy books at thrift shops without knowing a single solitary thing about them. I just get them because I like the covers. I don't know what this is. I have no clue. Like, not a clue. There's a small summary on the book, but half of it's ripped off because I guess there was a sticker there at one point. I just like this cover. It's so weird and so interesting. Like, even compared to some of the stuff from the 60s and 70s and 80s, this is weird. I love the pastels. I think the pastels are so pretty. When was this published? 1972. There's a flower in it. So yeah, I don't know what this is. I just like the cover. And I like these spines. I like these old spines. I like that they're yellow. So, and it smells good. I'm one of those weird people who goes and smells old books because the pages are yellowed. So yeah. It is a nice cover, I'll give you that. Yeah, it's something to do with magic. I don't know what. The food descriptions are great. J.K. Rowling isn't bad, but Brian Jacques is better. Yes, he is. Mistborn is a trilogy. Interesting. Which one do I have? Does it say? Why doesn't it say? I don't know. I don't know which one I have. I'll have to look it up. But yeah. So I guess I have more of Sanderson than I thought. Mistborn is pretty good. Ven is a great character who isn't an insufferable, all-powerful wham, and that's good. I don't think the trilogy is amazing like Stormlight Archive. It's pretty good. Huh, okay, interesting. I bought the Game of Thrones cookbook when I was reading his books, made some of the better recipes. That's awesome. That is so cool. Mistborn is a trilogy, and it can be confusing at times understanding the plot in the beginning. Magic system is very, very important to Sanderson's writing. Mistborn is a good start. Okay, cool. Excuse me. I hate mushrooms. But even mushroom like pie had me salivating. And oh, I know. And his summer salad and the breads with all like the nuts and the berries and just, oh, I'm gonna get hungry thinking about it. I love his food. I want the Red Bull cookbook so bad. I really do. I want that cookbook so bad. The Gift of Magic sounds familiar. Can you read the summary in the back? I can try. Each of the Garrett children has a talent. Brandon was musical. Kirby could dance, and this is where it's ripped off. Someone had a special kind of awareness, extraordinary, that could have been perception, maybe. Oh, Nancy looked like an ordinary girl, but she's paper's gone. Reached out with her mind to people and something beyond her. She knew when the phone would ring and who would be calling. She knew what her family was doing when she wasn't with them. When her parents got a divorce, Nancy had to face new tensions at home and at school. Sometimes she lost control of her special gift, and she began to fear that she could make people do things as well as look into their minds. So, yeah. Ooh, I didn't realize it was illustrated. It's pretty. I love the old smell of books. It's wonderful. Old books are wonderful. Hopefully authors who deserve to sell actually sell. This is true. That would probably be the first book, the first trilogy. Okay, cool. I'm glad. I have book 1 in the Mistborn series. Okay, well, good. I'm glad That's funny because my dad is always inhaling his books like it's crack. It is. No judgments on your dad. I can't wait to talk about sniffing books with him. I know I'm weird. I forgot to put the sentence date. No, you're good. Hey, lady, you're amazing. Just wanted to drop in and say hi. We'll continue lurking. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. And just so you know, Megan, I'm doing this because of you. Because the last Just Chatting stream you did, I was like, because I remember talking to you the very first time. I wanted you to come on my stream, and you were like so nervous about doing streams. And then I saw you doing one by yourself, and I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. So you inspired me to do this, lady, because you were super nervous and you just like plowed ahead and you did it. And I was so proud of you. And just to see how relaxed and like engaged you were, it was awesome to see. So I was like, I need to stop being a sissy and do a Just Chatting stream like Megan did. So I'm doing this because of you. Oh, and just so you know, Megan will be on my show tomorrow for another In-Between Space stream. It's just going to be the two of us. We are going to be talking about things. I need to DM her things. We're going to be talking about things, though. We're talking about girly things. We're going to be talking about females in history. So, yeah, I'm going to DM her stuff. She doesn't know what we're talking about yet. I do, but I need to DM her. So, but she'll be on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. So be sure to tune in for that. The Red Bull cookbook would make me so happy. Yes, I need it. I need it. More of my generation and younger needs to read more classics. Actually, scratch that. Everyone needs to do. Yes, they do. You know what I still haven't read? The Grapes of Wrath, and what's the other one? It's Killing Mockingbird. Can you tell I've read The Hunger Games one too many times? I have not read any of those classics. I need to, though. I feel like everyone who reads for enjoyment likes the smell of books. This is true. It's like I love the smell of leather. Yes. And we'll stop in just to a right pair. Yeah. I'll smell the leather. Yes. Growing up around horses. Yeah. Smelling leather is awesome. I would have definitely been known to buy books because they smell good or have pretty covers. Yes. Okay. I feel not weird now. She's so flippin' cool. Yes, Megan is awesome. Megan is the bomb. I love her. Okay, I've got to go. Have a good evening. Good night, Rosie. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, lady. I hope it's a lovely evening. Just chatting streams are fun, and you're doing great, Alicia, even with mic issues. Yeah, thank you. Thank goodness people have my number. They can text me like, "Hey, something's wrong." Hey, GT. Happy Sunday to you. I hope your evening's gone well. Does anyone recommend Jane Austen? Absolutely. I just got through with Persuasion, actually. Yes, absolutely dive into Jane Austen. I will. I know my mom has been on me about this for I can't tell you how long. That and Bless Me Ultima. Yes, I know, Dawn. I know I haven't read the classics. I understand this. I know. Whatever we end up talking about, I'm excited. Also, my brother has a great talent for rebinding books and recovering them with leather. They smell so good. Oh, that's amazing. So, okay, let me show you a couple more. I'm probably not going to go through all of my books that I had pulled out to show you guys, but I will show you a couple more. So, anyone who knows me well knows, what Jane Austen book should I read first? Ooh, chat, do you have an opinion on this? I don't. My favorite is Sense and Sensibilities. That might be a good one to start with because it ends more or less good. Pride and Prejudice is good. Persuasion was her last book, and it's much more mature sounding than her other ones. Emma is infuriating. It's sweet though, but college ruined it for me, so I can't read them anymore. I don't know. Yeah, my suggestion would be Pride and Sense and Sensibilities. But if Chad has another opinion on that, take it for what you will. So, okay, so you guys know so people who've been around for all know I'm an Irish historian. I have not read Trinity. Yes, I know. And for anyone who knows this book is going to be like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're an Irish historian. You haven't read Trinity. Trinity is it's basically just about, it's about Ireland's war for independence. And it's really sad. I mean, it's like gut-wrenching sad. It sounds like, from what I've heard other people say about it, it's like if you've ever seen The Wind That Shakes the Barley, which is one of my favorite Irish films of all time. It's horribly, horribly sad. So, yeah, I have not read this. It's huge. It's so big. I'm kind of dreading it. But I found this, and it's in such good condition. I'm super happy about that. But yeah, and I think it's set in Belfast, which Belfast went through quite a bit of trauma during the War for Independence. And then afterwards, when the treaty was ratified, if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, I'm sorry, you can ask me in Discord. When the treaty was ratified to make Ireland a independent from Britain, Northern Ireland remained part of the Empire, the Union of Great Britain, and the Catholics. There was a street in Belfast, and I can't for the life of me remember which street it was. They were burned out of their homes. It was horrible. So many Catholics were pushed south because the Protestants were so furious about what had happened that they made a point of chasing them out of Northern Ireland. So I believe that Trinity is set in Belfast. So I'm kind of dreading reading it, but I know I should, because like this is like one of those classics when it comes to Irish history anyways. So yeah, I'm sure no one cares about that book except me. It's fine though. I want to show off. The book I hear the most is about Pride and Prejudice. Maybe it's the one I should share. Yeah. Pride and Prejudice is one of the more well-known ones because of Mr. Darcy. So the movie To Kill a Mockingbird is also great. Okay, maybe I'll start there because I don't really know if I want to dive in. It is, yeah. Pride and Prejudice is definitely the most famous. Since Tom Clancy and Tolkien's prose were so dry, I had trouble reading them 30 years ago, so I only read Star Wars or comics. Yeah, Tom Clancy's dry. Like, I'm not going to deny that. It is dry. It, like, I'm trying to get through Clear and Present Danger, and it's dry. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, Phil. Tom Clancy can be rough. So, yeah, I don't blame you for kind of giving up on it. Okay, let me show off this one. And Die Hard was also a book. What? Like Die Hard, the movie that everyone argues about over Christmas with what's his face and Snape. I'm blanking on their names. Really? I didn't know that. Okay, if anyone likes Tolkien and doesn't want any woke crap shoved down your throat, these books are super good. And so far as I can tell, the translation is really good because I think that they originally were written in German. And I cannot read The Witcher. I've tried. And also it's gross and explicit and I just gave up. But I think the translation for The Witcher was terrible. I can translate German and I can translate French. So not to say that like I'm any expert on Polish, because I think that's what it's written. I think that's what the Witcher series is written in. But even I could tell. I was like, oh no, that's not what that. No, that's because they were trying to like take really modern like turns of phrases, like, you know, the grass is always greener on the other side, and put them in a fantastical book, and it was just so bad. But I have not felt this way with these books. They're very Tolkien-esque, and it's all from the perspective of the dwarves. And so far, I really like it. I kind of stalled, but I need to get back into it. But yeah, if you like Tolkien and want something not explicit, like The Witcher, or Martin, or, you know, want a completed series, unlike Patrick Ruthis, these books. And someone was raving about these the other day in my Discord. She had read the entire, like, I think there are 15 books or something like that. So this might be a good, if you're hankering for some good fantasy, I think these would be a great place to start. Oh, the Dwarves book are great. Awesome. Thank you for showing Trinity. I was not aware of it and now I'll need to get it. I have Irish heritage. Awesome, Paul. Yeah, for sure. And if you ever need like Irish history books, dude, hit me up. I got plenty. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. No, it's not. It's not a Christmas movie. Babe, what is your opinion on this? We need to get this hashed out right now. It's not a Christmas movie. I am not watching this at Christmas. I wondered about that. Good. Yeah, no, I think I haven't, obviously I've only read book one, but I've liked them so far. Oh, if you don't like explicit, stay from the Night Angel trilogy. Yeah, I'm not. I'd rather not. I didn't. I'm not surprised though. It's a Western. So, okay. I might have to read that. Speaking of Westerns, this may be the last one I show. We may end with this one. So one day I went out and I was, you know, scouring bookshelves and stuff, and I found a couple of old Westerns, which is not something usually I'm into at all. But I just read a couple books about the Gold Rush, California, set in 1880, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of like on a little bit of a Western kick. So I picked up a couple, brought them home, and my mom grabbed this and like almost kind of started crying. Apparently, this was my grandfather's favorite author when she was little, and she grew up with these books and would read them when she was young. And I was really close with my grandfather, and he passed when, oh my God. Okay, we're gonna have a chat after I'm done. I'm gonna call you and we're gonna have a talk. Sir. Oh my God. No. You derailed me. Yeah, so he passed when I was in Ireland, and I didn't get to say goodbye, which was kind of heartbreaking for me because I was really close with him when I was little. So I picked this up without knowing that he was my grandfather's favorite author. And my mom was just like, really? And it's so cute. The little, remember when they had like send away postcards in books back in the day? And you could like sign up for like their mailing list and like get free books and stuff. You guys remember that? It was so cute. See? It's still in there. It's so cute. So I was really happy that I got this because, yeah, it kind of made me feel closer to my grandfather. So I'm excited to read it. Seeing as I'm a Southwest girl. So Louis L'Amour is amazing chick brownie series. Oh, that's so good to know. Because of my grandpa, I grew up with Western stuff like Realm and a Lone Ranger. Yeah, I didn't grow up with a whole lot of country. I can't stand country music. I like bluegrass, but I can't stand country music. But yeah, I haven't read a whole lot of like stuff like this. So I think I might now. I've been enjoying Frontiersman, but that's more about the history of Kentucky and the movie West at that point. Oh, okay, cool. Interesting. It's not a Christmas movie. I'm not going to budge on this point. My grandpa only has cookbooks. He has probably close to 1,000 of them. Dang, that's impressive. That is impressive. I've never seen Lethal Weapon, to be honest with you, which is not surprising, given I've hardly seen any movies. It's a movie that takes place during Christmas that doesn't. Thank you, A2. Thank you. I love you. So, anyways, who are you agreeing with, Mike? Me or Johnny? I need to know. Old country. Yeah, like I like Marty Robbins and Johnny Cash. That's kind of it. I don't like any new stuff. So, but this was fun, guys. I think an hour and a half is good. You guys were awesome. I think I hovered around 20 people in here. So that was really, I appreciate you guys so much. I will too by yourself. We're gonna have a chat. It's not. Oh, check my donations. Okay. Oh, Cajun Corey Die Hard is a Christmas movie. No, it's not. Thank you for the $5. It's not a Christmas movie. What's the link to your Discord? Hold on. Arc. So you can get to it faster. It's in the description of this video. If you scroll down and click on this, like expand the description, it's the last link in there. Jaden. The book of Rambo First Blood says it took place in Kennedy, but I assume the movie. I assume you're talking to someone else. No, it's not. I'm not. Okay, I'm done with this game. So, anyways, thank you guys. Did you guys enjoy this? I did. I definitely wasn't as jittery as I thought it'd be. Yes, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Yes, I would love that. I think that would be awesome. Trust me, I'll be up there. So yeah, I would love to go used book shopping. That would be fantastic. I'm always down to go used book shopping. I was so sad. I didn't get to go used book shopping when I was in Dallas. I was just so tired. So yeah, I didn't get to go, but hopefully next time. You did amazing. Thank you, Megan. Again, I'm doing this because you inspired me to be brave. So yes, it was fun. Okay, thank you, Paul. This was so much fun. Fun stream. Let's do it again. Okay. Yippee-ki-yay, stream. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Not for the rest. This is true. It doesn't make it a Christmas story. Oh, well, I'm glad to know that. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, Megan's awesome. I don't know. I'm just a girl with a mic and a camera, but thank you. Thank you so much. So yeah, so I'm I'm kind of ending the stream a tad bit abruptly and maybe a little lamely, but again, this was a test stream. I wanted to see if I could do it, if I could maintain chat and like all that stuff. So that remains to be seen. So yeah, we have an Alasia stream. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe I will do this like, I don't know, once every 2 months or something. Once I get back from Arkansas, I'll reach out and see if we can make a trip over to see my niece and nephew for one of the weekends you're up here. That would be awesome. Yes, just let me know. So you did awesome. Love this. Always look for Book Talk. Book Talk is my favorite. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, then maybe I'll do this a little more regularly. I miss streaming on Sundays. That's also why I did it, because I kind of miss streaming on Sundays. So yeah, I just wanted to see if I could do it, but I did. I had a lot of fun. You guys are awesome. You guys are so cool. So thank you all for the support as always. I really, really appreciate it. A2, thank you for dropping links. Kaylee, thank you for dropping links. I appreciate you guys. So I'm going to end it here, but I guess we will maybe make this a thing from maybe like, again, once a month, 2 times a month. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I hope you guys have an amazing afternoon. Remember, Geeks and Gamers will be live in an hour-ish doing Mario Kart. So head over there if you're looking for another stream to hang out in. So I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Remember, 7 p.m. Central. Me and Megan will be going over all the things. But I will talk to you guys later. See if I can get to there we go. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good one.